Okay, today is July 11th, 2024. This is a SIG SCD community meeting. Thanks for attending. We have a couple of agendas here. First, Benjamin, go ahead. Let me open this.
Yeah. For the backgrounds, when the LCD perform the compaction, the watch may lose one delete event. So this is the background. For the background, I'm not going to the detail of the background. Please check the document for the background. So if we want to resolve this issue, it's not easy because the compaction is tightly coupled with the hash value. We have two features. User can compact the hash for each member, and we make sure each member can generate exactly the same hash. We can divide the hash to ensure the member are consistent. On the other hand, the compaction may impact the hash value results. So it's not easy. I discussed with Fui this afternoon, my time. We defined some expected behavior in first step. So what's the expected behavior for the compaction? What's the expected behavior for the hash by revision? But the fix might be not that hard, but the most difficult part is to ensure the compatibility. For example, if we fix this in main branch and fix in the latest 3.5, how can we ensure the fix is incompatible with the old version? For example, if in the mixed version cluster, how can we make sure the new version and the old version generate the same hash? It's really difficult. So eventually we decided to leverage the cluster level feature gates to resolve this concern. For example, if there's a new version with this feature, but the old version without this feature, so we will not enable this feature until all the version upgrades to the new version. Yeah, this is the solution. But in the first step, we need to make sure we have consensus on the expected behavior. So please review the document to give your comments. Yeah, I'm not going to go to detail of the expected behavior. Yeah, please take a look at the doc.
I have a question. So the cluster feature gate is still like maybe a long time.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. So in the first step, we are going to add a flag to enable or disable this feature. So once the class level feature is ready, we can migrate to the class level feature.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, thank you very much. Let me add the talk, please. Action item, please up to review. All right. Anything else on this topic? If not, next, James.
Hey, team. Just a quick check-in on KubeCon North America. The deadline for submitting some of the maintainer activities, I think, is the 20th of July. So we've got about a week to go. The two really important ones would be the maintainer track talk and the booth submission. So I just wanted to check in. I've been rather preoccupied lately. I just want to check in if anyone had already submitted those or if we still needed to put those in.
I didn't submit anything.
What concept are we going with for the maintainer track talk?
I think we haven't started preparing anything yet.
Okay.
Okay. So it may make sense to submit a updates and what's new sort of slightly generic placeholder that we can always tune later, just so that we at least don't lose the opportunity.
Yeah, we have another week though. I think we can actually come up with something.
Plenty of time.
The And so I guess just a call to everybody in this call is, if you have a nifty idea for what we should present at KubeCon Salt Lake City, particularly if you yourself are going to be at KubeCon Salt Lake City, please suggest it, either here or in the SIG etcd Slack channel. Do note that while you have to be a etcd lead in order to submit it, you do not have to be an etcd lead in order to present. So if you have a really nifty idea that you want to present as an etcd contributor, you are eligible. You just need to let us know, and we can work with you on the proposal.
And it's not exclusive either. Like, I think you can have up to 3 or 4 speakers on that maintainer track, so you can cover a number of topics.
Yeah, we can have up to 5, but one of them needs to be non-mail.
Yeah.
And they can't. And if we have 5, it can't be more than 2 from the same employer. There's rules, but yeah. But neither of those has been a real problem for us in the past. So
awesome.
And
perhaps we can use the Slack channel. Yeah.
And I just want to mention we have like between the chairs and tech lead and Josh, we have the consensus that we want to encourage the community members to be presenting the maintenance track, and yeah.
Awesome. For the booth request, that's, I think, pretty straightforward. I can jump in and make sure that's submitted. That's okay.
Thank you. Contract.
I mean, I think we should pitch one. The last time we were able to do a Contrib Fest, it was really useful.
Yes.
We do need to double check that we're going to have enough approvers available for the Contrib Fest.
Yeah.
Will you be there, Wenju?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah,
I'll be there. So that's 2.
And I'll be,
and then Josh. Yeah.
And I'll be there for docs.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome.
I
Okay.
think
Yeah. Well, let's submit that as well.
I'm pretty sure Merrick will be there too. So
yeah. And just to make this list a little bit longer, we also need to think about, although the deadline is further out, submissions for the Kubernetes Contributor Summit. And one of the things we want to think about in terms of that, because I was also thinking in terms of Contrib Fest, is we actually kind of have 2 choices there, because we could propose a Contrib Fest in the main KubeCon, which we may or may not get because there's a lot of competition for that these days. Or we could propose a workshop or hack fest for the Kubernetes Contributor Summit. Yeah, particularly like the advantage of the Contributor Summit is that we can propose something much more advanced, right? If we have something really difficult that we want people to help work on, we can do that in the Contributor Summit, whereas we couldn't do it in a Contrib Fest.
Yeah. Maybe we can continue the discussion in the Slack.
Yep. Sounds good.
And then after that, we can decide who to submit this. In kiosk, right? We're still a project. We can still do kiosk, maybe, Josh? Do you know?
Wait, what's the difference between kiosk and booth here?
A booth. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, etcd is still dual listed as both a SIG and a project, and the CNCF has not changed that. So we are still eligible for a kiosk.
Okay.
I mean, I think technically Kubernetes SIGs are eligible for a kiosk. It's just nobody ever does one. So.
All right. Anything else on this topic? KubeCon North America questions? Nope. Okay, James, you're up for the next one.
This one's really quick, team. I just noticed the other day the first release candidate for Golang 123 is now published. So sometime in the next, I don't know, month or so, we should probably update the stable release branches 3.4 and 3.5 to 1.22. So just something I noticed the other day. If someone in the community wanted to start drafting the issue for it, feel free. I think it's a good time just to start the process.
Yeah, I think we can raise the issue right now, but there's no rush to bump the Golang version until the until the Golang 1.23 is GA. Probably just 1 month, probably 1 month later. That's very soon.
Yeah, I think it's normally 2 release candidates and then the drop. So we're probably like 2 months out or something from the release. Perhaps, yeah. Okay, next one's me as well, just another very quick one, and it's probably a question for Wenjia. And we can also just confirm over Slack, but availability for 3.5.15, we've got a release meeting to line up.
Yes. Last time we checked, Ivan said there is something, we're still waiting for some outstanding task. I guess I need to follow up on is there an issue open
I think
for?
there's one backport still to merge. I haven't merged it because it's my PR.
Okay.
And it's just needs maybe one extra review because it was slightly non-trivial. Yeah.
Do you mind add the link here, and then whoever
Can
has
do.
time.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. And then maybe we merge it this week and then do something next week. We'll release next week. Like last time when we released the last 3.4, we had a couple of community members shadowing. So if anyone is interested in shadowing the release process, and potentially you can see what's there and if there is opportunity to improve the automation, please leave your name here or Slack me, and then we can add you to the release meeting.
I'm interested. I'll put my name on the doc there.
Yeah, and yeah, if you can put your Slack handle or just Slack me, that would be great. Thank you. Okay. Next. Bogdan?
So this is just to inform that I'm trying to add this flag in the API server. So we already have the gRPC health check merged, and there's a flag to enable it for defrag. I know that I think Benjamin was thinking about doing a solution where defrag doesn't have to block when it's happening. But I think I'm gonna, if everybody kind of okay with this, I'm gonna, probably try to finish this one up where we just enable the gRPC health check on the API server. There were some questions about testing. It's somewhat non-trivial because the testing we do in etcd, we use fail points to inject some delay in the defrag to reproduce the issue. But in the kube E2E test, unless we release somehow the etcd with fail points, that's not possible. So I'm gonna try to work around it and just test that the gRPC health check portion enabled basically tries to establish a watch. I haven't figured out how to do it yet, but I'll try it. So anyway, if there are any sort of objections or like other thoughts about this, let me know. This is still kind of work in progress.
Thank you, Bogdan. I know this item was added at the SIG API machinery meeting. I couldn't attend it yesterday. Do you have any summary?
Yeah, so I duplicated the action items at the end of the PR. Basically, what I suggested, so they suggested first doing this as a feature gate, which is fine. So I'll do that. And then they said, yeah, like just test the API server portion, and let's assume that the etcd is already well tested, so no need to reproduce defrag issue inside the API server test E2E. So just basically make sure that API server tries to establish the health check watch. Yeah, that was the result of the meeting.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, please take a look at this PR. Anyone have any immediate opinions on this or questions?
I had a quick question, Bogdan. So
Yep.
this for the health check, is it only going to, sorry if you already explained this somewhere,
Yeah,
is this
okay.
only for new requests, like for new connections, or are we actively, is that member actively, for example, going to send a go away for existing connections or something like that?
So
Watches in.
yeah, the client maintains like a pool of hosts that are sort of ready, that's connecting to, and then when the gRPC health check on the server side says that this host is not available, for serving traffic, so that message goes kind of back to the client, and then the client takes that host out of the pool, and I believe the connections will move to the next available host.
Okay, so existing connections are actively terminated.
I'm not 100% sure about that. I need to double check.
Okay,
I want to say yes, but I'm not 100% sure.
yeah, let's follow up on, I'll add a comment there maybe on the PR.
Okay.
Yes, I have some context. The way how the gRPC health check works is just mark that connections as transient failures. So the unary request will fail over using the other healthy connections. But for example, the etcd watch were not disrupted unless server like kills that streaming request. So that's my understanding when I was making the etcd side changes. I have tests in my personal repo reproduce the exact same behavior.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for
clarifying. Yeah, I can reply to Sham's comment. Thanks, Bogdan.
Okay. Anything else on this topic? All right. Yeah, please comment in this PR. And the last agenda, Yiqing.
Yeah, hey, we also got like a PR pending review. So, but basically the story is we got some reported recurring error message that is saying use of the closed network connection. So till now, there's no performance regression reported, but the error message is recurring, so the pattern is still concerning. We try to root cause on that error message. So briefly saying, now we have a suspected PR where it introduced since Kubernetes 28, and there's a logical that will frequently call etcd client init and shut down after a simple call. So we also did some experiment. The error message is gone after we updated the logic, like reuse the etcd client instead of like frequent start and shutdown. But here we open the PR because we still want to make more, collecting more input to root cause further, like to build a more strong causality, like between this specific error message and the behavior of the etcd client frequent start and shutdown. So yeah, basically we want to like raise community awareness and to see if we can get more feedback on that.
All right. Thank you. It looks like Merrick is CC'd. I know he's out for this and next week. Anyone else is interested in reviewing this? Want me to CC you on the ticket or yeah, please look at it if you're interested.
We
Anyone?
can also follow up in the PR
Yeah.
if anyone has feedback. Oh, so you mentioned the author will be back like in next week, after next week.
Merrick, yeah, next week or the week after.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
All right. Okay, that's everything on our agenda. Anyone have anything else? Calling once, calling twice. All right. I guess that's all for today's meeting. Thank you, everyone. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. All right. See you next
Thank
week.
you.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Dean.
hi.
See ya.
Hi.